Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where it is Monday and it is time for another episode of Wayne Sharp Week, highlighting the knives that are going to be in my pocket for the next 6 or 7 days. Now, I have a group that I will be carrying for most of the week, but then later this week I'm also going to have a special episode for what I'm going to have in my pockets on my wedding day. So stay tuned for that. That'll be popping up Friday or Saturday. But for right now, let's dive right into it and take a look at what's going to be in my pocket for Monday through Friday. And we're going to start off with the Kaiser Assassin. This is one that when it first came out, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I still really like it. The only issue I kind of have with it is I wish there was better jimping up here on the front flipper tab. So, like I said before, it's kind of like walking on ice, I guess. You don't have quite the traction, but this has also gotten a lot easier for me to deploy. I pretty much have no issues with it now. So if you're common with front flippers, if you use them a lot, you wouldn't have any issue with this. There is also another version of this that is actually really, really nice. It has different cutouts on the handle. They have lines instead of the speed holes, and it's a flipper without the front flipper tab. So it's just a straight regular flipper instead of a front flipper, and I think a lot of other people would maybe even prefer that more for this model. I have to say I personally do prefer the slotted lines as compared to the speed holes, but the front flipper version was only available in this makeup, so this is the way I went. But the flipper version is available. It is on Amazon, and I will have that one linked in the description below. So if you like the overall aesthetics and looks of this knife, I'd highly recommend you look into the flipper version of this. This is a very, very smooth, one of the smoothest Kaisers I've actually ever handled, especially when it comes to just overall feel when you're deploying the blade. And you can probably tell that when I'm closing it. It just falls, and it's so smooth. It's almost glassy smooth. So very nice offering from Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Assassin, and it's one every time I pull it out and put it in my pocket, I kind of forget just how much I really love the aesthetics of this knife. And just a really, really good one with some premium steel, titanium, all the good things of Kaiser bundled into one. So that's the Kaiser Assassin. And next up, we have a Kaiser budget offering. This is the Kaiser Justice, and this is one of the best budget Kaisers you can get, period. It's fantastic. If you like bigger knives, this is, I think, a 3.75-inch blade, only 69 bucks. 69 bucks. You get N690. You get absolutely fantastic action. Blade flies out. You have a lot of deployment methods between the flipper and, as you saw, the thumb stud, and you can also spidey flick it pretty easily. You just have to kind of get comfortable with the bigger blade. Takes a little more middle finger strength, but it comes out really, really good and strong. Just feels great in hand. A nice full grip, and just a really, really nice classic blade shape, but very, very attractive. Even comes with a glass breaker, and I believe, don't quote me on it, but yes, you see that screw there? You should be able to take that off if you want to. It's just a matter of getting getting it unscrewed, getting that started. But just a really, really nice offering from Kaiser. Feels great in the hand. If you have bigger hands, it's another reason for you to really like this knife and check it out. But just a really solid offering. And again, at that $69 price point, very, very, very hard to beat. That is the Kaiser Justice. And next, we're going to get into a little more higher end models. We'll start off with this. This is the Kaiser Ikuchi. In my opinion, one of the most underrated Kaiser Spyderco Ikuchi, excuse me. This is one of the most underrated Spydercos in their entire lineup, in my opinion. Just a very unique looking blade, but also a gentleman's carry, in my opinion. It's a pretty elegant design. It has a very unique opening method with this wheel that has perfect jimping. You have to just make sure that you use kind of the fat of your index finger and not the tip. If you use the tip, it'll really eat your finger up. But if you just use kind of the fat base of your index, it flies right out. It feels fine on the index finger, and it just feels really good to deploy. It looks really good. These would go great in some slacks or any type of a dressier occasion, and it's a nice little discreet carry with a really nice little slicey S30V blade that I think a lot of people would enjoy and appreciate. So another one is it's just a very good, very underrated Spyderco. So I would highly, especially if you're a Spyderco fan, if you're a Spyderco fan, you've probably already checked this out. But if you want to try a Spyderco that is a little more on the unique side, one that you probably haven't checked out unless you're a hardcore Spyderco nut, this is one I would definitely recommend. I really like it. It's stuck around in my collection for quite a while, and I think I don't see it going anywhere because I really do like it that much. That is the Spyderco Ikuchi. Very nice guillotine drop shot action on that compression lock as well. Next up, we have a ZT, the ZT0562CF. Arguably the best ZT in the lineup. There's a couple that I like a little more than this, but this one is just fantastic. It is ZT's version of the Hinderer XM18, and there are a lot of pros to this that I actually prefer over the XM18. One is the ease of disassembly, a lot less involvement when it comes to disassembly. It's just your regular pivot screw and your side screws here. Very, very simple compared to an XM18. You don't need any special tool. You just need a Torx bit. The design is just really beautiful. This is offered in the carbon fiber version as well as an all-tie version. I'll have both of those two linked below for you guys to check out. But it really is just some of the best action. It is just so, so smooth. Flies right out. Love the blade to handle ratio. It's really perfect. Nice and wide the whole way through. Super slicey blade with that high flat grind. Nice tip that is ready to absolutely work. Great tip on this knife. Premium CPM 20 CV steel. And it has all the great things of a Hinderer with a little ease and convenience of the ZT Touch with the simpler screws and ergos that are just some of the best ergos you will ever feel on a knife without a finger choil. I would say without a finger choil, probably the best ergos I've ever felt on a knife. They really are just absolutely fantastic. Hugs my hand, and just so buttery smooth on the close. Just a fantastic offering. That is the ZT0562. And we got one more for this week. And this is one you guys have not seen on Wayne Sharp Week because I don't carry this one enough. I need to carry it more. I'm going to start doing that. It's the AD10 from Cold Steel. And this guy is just an absolute tank, bruising beast of a knife. It really is, and it feels so good in the hand. Just excellent ergos. You have a choil that is absolutely great to use and good to go, and it really is. It's just the right amount of choil. A good amount of choil without sacrificing a cutting edge is the best way to put it. Even with that thumb stud there, so you're not really losing any usable cutting edge. Just a beautiful blade shape. I like everything about Andrew Demko's designs. I really do. There's really not anything I have to complain about it with. And I will also say on this one, this is the smoothest triad lock I've ever had. You disengage that and it comes down. You can easily shut it with one hand, and it's also very smooth on the opening. The deployment it comes right out. You don't feel any of that real resistance of the triad lock. Very little wrist, and it comes right out. Absolute beast of a knife. Got some CPM S35 VN, which is always nice to see. And you guys, as you know, Cold Steel, they absolutely kill the heat treating game. Some of the best heat treating on knives outside of the US, I guess is the best way to say. It's just excellent heat treating they got going on there. Again, it's a slicey blade. It's slicier than you would think for having as thick of a stock as it does. And it does have a relatively high flat grind, but it really is made to work. And again, I just love the overall aesthetics. Nice amount of handle. You have a little striking area on the back here for like a pommel. You also have a nice lanyard hole if lanyard's your thing. It's really just a complete package, and in my opinion, it's one of the best knives Cold Steel has ever made by a lot. I would put it right up there with you know? The more I think of it, this is probably my favorite cold steel. I'm looking over, yeah, this is definitely my favorite cold steel. Probably has a lot to do with the Andrew Demko design, but just one I would highly, highly recommend. This one's also available on Amazon. It's available a lot of places, so you can get it just about anywhere, but it will be linked below, and it is just a great value, great bang for your buck. I think right now these are, I'd have to look, check for the price, but very, very reasonable price, especially for the materials you're getting, and just an excellent knife if you like knives on the bigger spectrum. So that is a great one, and there you go. Let's take one more quick look at my lineup for this week, and you guys keep your eyes peeled for later this week. I'm going to have a special episode highlighting what's going to be in my pocket for my wedding pockets. What's going to be in my pockets for my wedding. And I think you're going to find that one pretty fun. I've got a nice little mix of stuff that I'll be carrying along on that day. But let me know, guys, what do you think of the carry this week? Let me know what you got in your pockets, because you know I always want to know. Always like to see what the rest of the community is carrying. And there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Got a couple more uploads planned for you this week, as well as my special at the end of the week. Hope you have a great week, and until the next one.